Hello everyone, welcome back. We are playing Kerbal Space Program. I'm on a modder. That's right. We're launching things into space in our science career. And what are we going to do? We're going to launch things into space. Now, right now we have 25.3 science. Now, as you know, my hard drive crashed. However, being fairly decent at this particular game, I was able to rebuild our career and get all of our stuff back that we had before it, up to and including the fairing for stuff, different nose cones. Although I still don't exactly. Ooh, I forgot I got the stack tricoupler. Well, well, well. I totally forgot I even had that. So you know what this means? Rocket building time. Load. Science 1, because this is our science ship. This is our base right here. It includes the heat shield. Structural. Do I only have the one heat shield or do I have two? That's for adapting larger pieces to smaller. It's for, but I don't have the larger rocket pieces yet. Aerodynamics. No, I still only have the base heat shield, but that's okay. So we're going to go back to here, stack decoupler, because we're going to decouple the stack here. Utility. Yes, I do have batteries. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a battery here. I'm going to swing around to this side, and we're going to put a battery here. And then we're going to swing around to the back, and we're going to put a battery there, which looks pretty good. Okay. And now, since we've got the stack decoupler, we're going to fuel tank, engine this. This is our little service module. And now we're going to put the stack decoupler on here. And we're going to build the second stage. And on the second stage we're going to do... I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to do... Oh, it doesn't... Okay. Hold on. It wants to go off screen. My mouse goes off the screen when I go try to stack this on. 2, 3. I'm hoping to use this as not only as our final orbital insertion engine, but as maybe a rocket so that we can burn out to lunar orbit, or as they would say, translunar injection. I believe would be the actual term. Engines, and we want the one that gimbals. Yes, is this one here, and we're gonna scroll this bad boy up. Now here's where we're gonna get a little trickier. We have new pieces to play with. First and foremost, stack decoupler. We're gonna put a tri-baby on there. And we're gonna go to the fuel tanks. We're gonna put solid rocket boosters on this thing too. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we're going to orbit. I've not actually tested this out yet. Normally I test this out in my test game, but I haven't tested this yet. This is completely new. All insanity crazy Kerbalness here going here. Okay. And we're going to put that on there. And we're going to go to structural. And what we're going to do here in the structural part is we are going to, right about here, I'm going to scroll this around this way here. We're going to do this. Put that there, and we're going to join over to here. No. There. The reason we do that is to keep the engines from vibrating out and away from each other and then banging back into each other, therefore exploding. Okay. Radial decoupler. Yes, we want this one. And we're going to put this right about here. And this is where we go to the solid rocket boosters. And then we do a little... Ooh, I'm going to have to do a... Alright, we're going to disconnect this for a moment. I forgot to do the all-important nose cone fairing. Where's it at? Aerodynamic, here we go. And then we scroll up. And there we go. One nose cone fairing. Check. There we go. We reattach the rest of the rocket. I can, however, fire the nose cone fairing at any time. And we go back down to our aerodynamics. Okay, so we're going to put all these down here. Because the liquids will light when the solids light, but the solids will go at full power, and the liquids will actually be running at a greatly reduced rate of speed. And we're going to go right to there with that. And yeah. This provides us with the ability to stay going there with that. I really only need those on there on the lower stage. Alright. And now, finally, Jeb, we're going to put you out. I'm going to put Valentinia in. And we're going to go up here, see, look at all this stuff. You know, I can get in here and mess around underneath the code, too. But, we're ready for it. I believe we are ready to roll out to the pad. We're waiting on the game. Okay, here we go. First and foremost, we don't need RCS because we don't have RCS. We do, however, want our stabilization system on. I believe we only need to set the throttle to, at the most, 33% power. And the reason is because, well, to be perfectly honest, I have solid rocket boosters. And they're going to go boom. Okay. So everything is go. We're going to zoom out here. I know it looks weird, but believe it or not, this is kind of a standard looking kind of fairing for the nose. So we're going to go here in 3, 2, 1, ignition. And we are accelerating. We are burning solid fuel at the fastest rate possible here. I did not turn those down in the least, nor do I want them to. I want them to get this thing moving. We're a kilometer up. Now, if we were comparing rockets at this point, at 1 mile, the Saturn V rocket was already supersonic. We are not quite there yet, but we're pretty close here at about 3 kilometers, and we're going to drop those bad boys off and increase speed here. I do believe, yeah, the solids kind of collided, but that's okay because they're just going to go kaboom. Okay, we are now passing through actual supersonic speed here with our rocket. I'm actually going to ease back on the throttle a bit. I want us to continue to gain speed. I want this number to continue to go up in terms of speed, but I also want us to be able to not careen out of control, because even though we're passing into lesser and lesser atmosphere as you're watching, if we go too far out into the atmosphere, then we just kind of shoot ourselves. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to tilt over here. We're going to pitch over. And then the rocket is fighting me just a little, but that should be okay right there. We're going to go out to our map here. I'm going to bring the gimbal ball back up. And we're going to go ahead and increase how fast we're going here, because we're pretty high up as well too. What we really want is we need to start getting this number up above 70,000. Once we're up there, okay, that's space. It's actually out of the Kerbin atmosphere in space. Alright. We're going to go back to this view here. This is going to enable us to stage. And we're going to move slightly away from that. We're going to lower our thrust down a bit and have a S2. Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a maneuver here. And what we're going to do in this maneuver is we are going into orbit. There we go. Okay, now what this does is this keeps we've reset our number here a couple of times, but that's okay. This is how much thrust we still have to put out in order to get to this particular orbit. I will probably cut this off long before I get to this long of an elliptical orbit here. And we are now burning, yes. We still have another 47 seconds on the burn. get this number at least above 70,000. Okay, and there we go. 85,000. And we can go ahead and kill this. We're in orbit. We can go ahead and blow the fairing here. We're going to add... There we go. Okay, we are in orbit. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a couple orbits here. Hopefully we can get the moon in our way here. Alright. Add a maneuver. We're hopefully going to turn. This is way right here. There we go. Okay. Now here's what we do. We line up. And if we can't capture the mun on like the first or second orbit like this, then we'll just simply land the craft because we don't want to run out of electrical charge. That's a bad, bad thing. Now, I do still have all the service module stage, but I want to try to save as much of that as possible for escape and landing. There we go. And our periapsis is, wow, still really close. So, like I said, we're trying to not use up electrical charge, so we're just trying to see what we can do here. I could probably do a lot of deep space stuff if I wanted to on this particular mission, but this is also a test to see how well this rocket works and if I can get to the mun capture or not. That's kind of what I'm really out and about and after. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to capture the mun on this. And I don't want us to run out of electrical charge, so we're not going to do that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if I can get some deep space captures here at least. We are flat out in deep space. Well, flying high over Kerbin. Doesn't give me anything. Little bits here and there. EVA, Miss Valentina. EVA report. Okay, so you have nothing to report. Get back on board. And we're going to crew report. Okay, nothing for the crew report. I don't have any. Okay, well I guess I don't have any of that. Alright, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go for landing here. To go for landing, first we're going to back to single. I'm sorry, we do want this. We're going to swing the spacecraft around here. And now that we're past our periapsis, we're actually going to burn retrograde here, which is what this marker is. And hopefully it won't lower my... Okay, that brings us down to there. Now we're going to swing out on our what is our final orbit. Because I do believe we want to burn retrograde here. Yes. And we are going to wait, and stop. Okay. And we're going to speed up a bit. Where are you at, Kerbin? Where you at, dog? Where's the freaking planet? I hate it when I lose the planet and no clue where it's at. All I know is that it is somewhere. Oh, I'm above it, okay. Yeah, we're going to slow this down to 1 here. And we're going to turn like this. And we're going to stay with our engine pointed at that. And we'll speed back up a little bit here. Retro 1. going to start picking speed back up again here. Speed this up just a little bit because I want to get to the because when we hit 70,000 we pass through entry interface. And I want to make sure I arrest as much of this speed as possible before we get there. So it looks like we're going to... I thought we were going to have a water landing, but it looks like we're going to have a land landing instead. But that's okay, we can handle that. And entry interface. Then we jettison the service module. Keep this thing pointing in the direction we're going, because that's the direction we're going. We just need to make sure we stay up on this piece right here. And yes, we did speed back up some, but as we pass through the atmosphere, it becomes ever important that we stay on the center of that. That keeps the heat shield pointed right there in the right spot. That's only a matter of time before that blows up. I think I lost something. Hopefully not. A science piece. Nope, doesn't look like I lost a science piece. That's okay. Alright. There we go. And we just passed through the sound barrier. That was the sound of our thing crashing. Here we go. Now we lost our legs, it looks like, but that's okay. I'm going to speed this up to 4, and we're going to put that right there on the dot. We should come to a nice soft landing here. And there we go. Where are we at, out of curiosity? Kerbin Highlands. I think we've been here. Well, maybe not. EVA. And Valentinia, EVA report. Oh, we have not, and I'll make sure I get this marked off. In fact, it would be better if I did all this, reset all this, and did all this from here, because that's more science. Observe Mystery Goo. Ow. Well, let me get back on board here real quick. And we're going to reset the materials bay. And we're going to observe. And keep that. And observe. And keep that. And EVA. EVA report. And we're going to keep that. And blah, 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 blah. Fall down. Go. And we recover the astronaut, and then we'll recover the vessel itself. And then from there, we will go ahead and we'll call it for a day, and we will plan our next mission. Here we go. See? Science. Okay. Go over to here. And we'll just simply recover that. Some science. Yep, a little bit more science, not a whole lot. Alright, next time. Since we don't have any more science, we're going to build another rocket. And we're going to try to shoot for the moon. Until then, I will catch you all on the flip side.